Hello and welcome to MCTV. Today we have Magistrate Paul Brearley here, and our reporters are ready to ask him a few questions. First up, we have Nikita.
Paul,
Yes.
what does magistrate mean?
Well, magistrate, we effectively have two titles. The Office of Justice of the Peace, which is what we are, because we have the suffix after our name, JP. Justice of the Peace was an office that was created in the 14th century. So we've been around since 1361. So my grasp of maths is pretty awful, but getting on for 700 years we've been around. At some point in history that morphed into the word magistrate, but they are effectively the same thing. And generally speaking, depends. In Greater Manchester, we tend to be very old-fashioned in that when you are sitting on the bench, and that's what it's referred to, we sit on the bench, and we sit as a group of three. So there will be somebody like me in the middle who is known as the presiding justice, and I am flanked by two of my colleagues who are referred to in the jargon as wingers.
Can you tell us about your role as a magistrate?
I was appointed 26 years ago this year, so a long time, I think, before most of you were even born. In the family court, and I must confess, for the last probably 8 years, I have sat exclusively in the family court. We deal with young people like yourselves, where the relationship between their parents has broken down, and there are arguments over contact and who the child should reside with. Those cases are dealt with in private, as are matters in the youth court, because they are highly sensitive and they involve young people, and it would not be right or proper for those to be subject to the same public access as would be in the adult court. And in those cases, of course, there is no prosecuting authority. Generally speaking, we have either solicitor or barrister for mum and solicitor or barrister for dad, or if they can't afford it, and increasingly, we have mum and dad representing themselves, which can be fraught with all sorts of difficulties. But we do have to make some fairly mega decisions sometimes.
What do you enjoy about your job, and what is not fun about it?
Well, I'm very old now because I'm just 60. And ever since I was about 18, I have been a great believer in public service. Throughout my life, I have dedicated my life to public service. One of which is being a magistrate. As I say, I've done it now. This is my 26th year. And to me, it's giving something back to society in its broadest terms. Sitting in the family court, I like to think that myself and my colleagues can bring some positive changes to the lives of children and young people.
Why do you want younger adults to become magistrates?
The demographic of the magistracy is out of kilter. We desperately need more young people, because if we are to truly represent the society that we serve, we can't all be 60-year-old white retired males like me. And to get our message across to people that we really do want to encourage young people to consider applying to join the magistracy. I mean, clearly there is a process that you have to go through. It's not quite shrouded in mystery as it was when I went through it, but it isn't a quick process. But we really have got to get an awful lot smarter in how we engage with young people and let them know that their views and their opinions are truly wanted, needed, and appreciated.
How do you make the right decision?
Well, you have had a case presented to you, as I said earlier, by the CPS. People can defend themselves, or depending on the severity of the offence, they will have a solicitor, defence solicitor. You listen to both sides. You observe what you need to observe. There could be CCTV footage, there could be forensics, there could be all sorts of things. And then you go out into the retiring room, as we call it, and you consider the facts that have been put before you. And that's all you can base the decisions upon. And in the criminal court, of course, the criminal test is beyond reasonable doubt. And the law requires that if I have any doubt as to whether you are guilty or not, I have to acquit. So we find you not guilty. And that's what the law requires us to do. If there is a miscarriage, or you believe there's a miscarriage of justice, you can, as I described earlier, you can appeal the decision, and a higher court will review the situation. So those are the beautiful checks and balances in the system.
What suite would you be and why?
What suite would I be? Oh, I think I would probably be a lemon sherbet, because it's got a hard exterior, but there is a bit of fizz when you get through to the centre.
Would you rather have the same dream played in your head every night, or have the same song stuck in your head every day?
Oh, that's a real hard question, because I'm a great music lover. So I suppose I'd go for the music, Ben. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us at MCTV Studio this evening. It has been very fun and informative. Tune in for next time. Bye.